What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I've received some pretty good feedback on my Momentum 2 review and I decided to make another episode of this series. Today we're looking at the CB1s by Status Audio. Let's dive into it. Now the CB1s are known to be a very budget-friendly option for content creators and anyone who's looking to do some audio work. And that includes YouTubers that want to edit their own videos and musicians who want to start their studios at home. I spent a few months with these and honestly they're more than meets the eye. Let's get into the build. So first impressions, I find these to be very stylish. I really dig the brass rings around the ear cups and the band looks and feels pretty solid. The pads feel incredibly soft and almost marshmallowy, which is interesting because there are much more expensive headphones that I tried that aren't nearly as comfortable. The M50s come to mind and even my beloved 6XXs by Sennheiser. Although upon further inspection, there are a few questionable things about the build. These hinges are okay, but they feel a bit fragile. The plastic on the ear cups are cheap and thin, and they have this really weird noisy texture to it. Not sure if you can hear that. The cups also fold inward but not outward for some reason, and they have this weird springs that snap them back into position. Not really sure what the point of that is, but okay. Another thing to note is that these do not isolate sound very well. They also leak sound quite a bit, so I wouldn't recommend these for public transit. The overall feel is somewhat cheap, yet passable considering the price range. I give the build a 6 out of 10. And now for the sound. These carry that flat frequency response that many studio monitors typically use. In simple terms, it means that it's designed for the sound to be somewhat accurate to the original recording. This is to pick out the flaws, and it is optimal for audio work. And these headphones have a nice, even sound in order to achieve that. Nothing necessarily feels overly emphasized, nor overly recessed. I find it quite nice for casual listening as well. Let's start with the bass. The CB1s have a surprisingly punchy sound. There isn't a ton of bass, so if that's your thing, then you might want to look elsewhere. However, it is nice enough to give that kick drum a nice thump to it. If you enjoy old school hip hop like I do, those kick drums are actually going to have a little bit of knock. Illmatic by Nas was my reference of choice, and honestly, I had a pretty fun time with it. The mid-range is fairly good. These are $100 monitors. You're not necessarily going to be able to pick out every little nuance of the vocals, though I never felt like I was missing anything. Although I will say that these actually have a little bit of warmth to them. It can be slightly muddy at times, but it isn't very present. The high-end sparkle of the treble is pretty pleasant. It doesn't feel fatiguing or overly bright, nor does it feel like you're missing out on anything. And it's a fair amount of detail. In fact, the overall detail retrieval on these headphones are quite good. The soundstage isn't bad either. So soundstage is pretty much when you're able to judge the distance between each instrument and distinguish where they are in the mix. And for a closed back headphone, these surprisingly have a little bit of width to them. The imaging is what I was most surprised by, honestly. I listened to Game of Love by Daft Punk. That's an amazingly produced and well-mastered song, and I was able to distinguish where each instrument was panned. Of course, the separation wasn't necessarily amazing, but like I said, these are $100 headphones. I actually never found any of the music I listened to be lacking. In terms of separation, maybe, but with pricing consideration, there really isn't much to complain about. Sound quality gets an 8 out of 10 for me. So this is my conclusion. These Status CB1s are a great entry-level option. They're good for professional use, yet they're fun enough for casual listening. I use these for recording purposes, and they are comfortable and light enough to get the job done. I really want to give these headphones a higher score, but the questionable build quality kind of prevents me from doing so. I give the CB1s by Status Audio an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment below. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.